People, they're gonna hate you, rate you, shake you, and break you. And, how strong you stand is what makes you. And you just gotta be strong. Exactly. I feel. Sometimes it's hard. And if you're a person that tends to get depressed, it's even harder. So just remember there's always light at the end of the tunnel because,
Yes.
even, I hate to, just talk about the worst of the worst, but like suicide and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is always remember, if you're having, that kind of feeling in your life, that's a permanent answer to a temporary situation. So be strong and don't do it.
Yes. Definitely. I don't think I've ever done it, if only because I thought about the people that did love me. In
Yes.
fact, it helps that my friend or friends throughout the years have more friends than they have enemies, to the point where, I guess it depends on the person. For my friend, she needs a lot of support, and it helps to have a lot of support and a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
Support is definitely part of, standing strong, for sure.
And I could probably say the same thing about support for YouTube, but we already went through that. But it helps to have a lot of friends, and of course, some of the big YouTubers don't get it as much. Mainly because, well, they're big YouTubers. In fact, some of the trolls that are on YouTube, they don't necessarily go after the big guys.
No, no, they'll go after the little guy to break him.
Yes.
And, like the situation that you and I just both recently dealt with, it's just, that person is just a troll and not worth my time of day, our time of day. So
No.
just, I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Shrugs shoulders.
Yep. Actually, depending on whether it's you or me, if it's you, all you did was just give that person a Tanuki driver. That's where you grab the guy by the head and then drive him head first into the floor.
Yes. Of course.
Or,
Of course.
or for me, I would I would put somebody in a pile driver. Same thing, drive someone's head into the floor.
Yes.
Because those
And
bastards deserve every bit of it, all of it.
I know. And, I'm always, real. If we come to real life, I've never been a violent type, aggression person. Like, I can say that, but I really wouldn't do it unless it was like he's attacking me.
Yeah, definitely. I probably would go ape shit wild if forced to, and I'm pretty sure you would go all Tanuki on that person.
Oh, everyone would. I think at some point, if you're going to get, trounced on. But, thankfully, I've only probably been in like 2 fist fights in my life, and that was when I was younger. Now I just use my words.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on the bright side, anyone listening, always look for support. Always know you're gonna get through whatever it is, whether it's a YouTube hater or a someone bad in real life. There's always a way out.
I say it's just as bad, if not a little bit worse, in real life. I can tell you that, well, it happened mainly in school, and I remember I used to get bullied a lot. In fact, I think the worst thing that ever happened to me in my real life was when I was just a teenage toad.
Oh, teenage toad. Okay.
Although to be really fair, or actually to be more accurate, I would have to say I wasn't even a toad at all. back in as a teenager.
Okay.
I was a shy guy.
Okay. All right.
So I was a shy guy, and even with the mask on, I still got punched in the eye. And I think the only thing that saved me was my mask, or in this case, my glasses in real life. But I got sucker punched like he just sucker punched me like a little bitch, and then he just I didn't even see it coming, and I got hit real hard, and I could still see out of the eye that got punched, but still.
That's really mean. Um, I hate crap like that. It's uncalled for. It's just dumb. Just cause you were the shy guy.
Yes. And then, okay, you mentioned that you're in high school. We'll get to you in a moment, but when I was in high school, yeah, I was a shy guy. And then by the time I was a junior, I became, I turned into a Koopa.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Koops the Koopa
Yeah.
from Thousand Year Door. He's one of my favorite characters in that game.
Yeah, I like Coops a lot.
His character development in that game, he goes from, well, I don't even think he was a wimp to begin with, but he's much stronger than he looks.
Yeah, he's kind of a nerd. Look, they kind of dress him like a nerd. He's got that kind of. I think he's got that shirt, and he's got a Band-Aid on his nose or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they show him like that, but he's actually, a cool guy, and he is stronger than you'd think, like you said.
Exactly. And I'm happy that I got out of it, and then by the time I was in college, that was when I finally became a toad.
Ooh, evolution. Yeah.
But enough about me. How's everything going in Tanuki Land in high school?
Oh man, in Tanuki Land in high school, it's going well. Next year I go to college, so that'll be fun. In a sense, except probably more work. You know how it is.
Yeah, that definitely. The only thing I could tell you about college is that it's the best thing because you don't have to deal with a lot of crap that you deal with in high school.
That sounds nice.
No, seriously, you don't, because the people that go to college, they paid very good money to go to college, and the last thing they need is a lot of crap in their life. I will say that, and then plus, I guess it depends on the college that you're going to, because I remember going to college the first year. It was amazing because it had its own like cafeteria, but the
Okay.
but the food was made fresh at the time, and I don't know how it is nowadays. But I now go to a state college. I used to go to a community college early in my collegiate life, and then by the time I went to a state college, the big college, it was like night and day, really.
Right. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Moving on to college. I'm taking some college courses now, but I'm not in college like, going to one, but I'm taking some. Uh, you know, High school though for me has been a good experience. I haven't had a bad time really. If I've ever had any crap to deal with, I've dealt with it. But for me, it's been pretty good. I'm pretty, I try to be pretty outgoing, and my friends, and I could get along with almost anyone in school. You know, it's it for me, but part of it can be dealing with, for you it might have been different because it's regional or what it is. But my high school career has been pretty good.
I guess maybe because I was small, and I had glasses, or
Yeah.
especially maybe it was the glasses that kind of like back then, especially back in the. I guess it also depends on when you went to college, because college, or not college, excuse me, high school.
High school, yeah.
Sorry about that. But like high school, I'm pretty sure it's cool as it is.
Yeah, high schools have changed. They do a lot more. I know there's a lot of bullying still, of course, but they've done a lot more to prevent bullying now than they used to ever. So,
That's a big difference, and
yeah, that's a big difference. Kind of like with, you know, for example, gays, okay? Um,
same-sex
people,
people.
yeah, same sex marriage, same sex attraction. Uh, People used to really, really, really make fun of that. Like, oh, you
Yeah,
homo
I
or
remember that.
whatever.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
people used to really be crude about it. Now it's a lot more accepted now, and there's
Yeah,
still those people that are,
yeah.
oh,
Like churches don't like. All right, when it comes to the churches, I may as well put my 2 cents on where the church stands on it, in the sense that, yeah, I mean, they may not like the decision, like to make marriage equal for all, but for the most part, but after that though, they realize that there's not much they can do about it except just take it for what it is. And what is it? Sure, they love the people. Don't get me wrong. It's the principle of the matter, really, that they may not like. But at the same time, they realize it is what it is, and I realize that it is what it is, and there's not much I can do about it except just live my life as I need to.
yeah,
And what, who knows? Maybe I might become a same-sex person, though I highly doubt it. But you never know. You never know. But the only thing I can tell you is that, um, while we may not support the idea, we support the people, even if they are among the same-sex people. So, or trends, or bi, or whatever. But it's for the basic principle is that it is what it is.
yeah, yeah, and like I said, schools have made it now more so that they aren't as bullied as much as they used to be. And with the same sex attraction, I've got relatives that are gay or whatever. I've got a gay cousin, for example. And this person they're great. I still love them. I mean, I could care less if someone's gay. I've got a couple friends that are gay.
Yeah.
I just accept it. I don't really care. Me personally, I'm straight.
Yes. Well, I guess it depends really how we look at it, but in the end, though, we are people, and like heck, it even goes as far back as, like, even when I was in school, in high school, like, people used to get bullied, not so much because of same sex, or and that stuff. People used to also get bullied because, in my case, I was small, or because I wore glasses, especially the ones I used to wear. Like, the
Oh
ones I
yeah.
used to wear look nothing compared to the ones I wear now. Like, nowadays, if I wear the same glasses I wear now to high school, they would think it's cool.
Right. Yeah. Now, times have changed with that. You know, it's just
Oh yeah, and I almost forgot racism too. You can't forget that too.
yeah, racism now. Like, for example, in my school, I never see really any racism at all.
Well, it may not be so obvious. Like back then, it was. I could tell you, it was not so obvious to the point where there were a lot of gangs. But I mean, at least especially when they had to keep any affiliations with gangs, like especially when most of the gangs went to high school, they couldn't be seen talking to each other more often than not, or
Yeah.
that if they were, they would suspect something, or sometimes I it's just a rumor, so just take this for what you will, but There were times when I saw two people talking that I'm like, wait a minute, I thought like okay, like I would listen to like I would overhear somebody like person A would talk bad about person B like behind their back, right?
Yeah.
And then when person A meets person B in person, they say good things about him.
Oh, I
When
know.
like 20 minutes ago you were saying all this bad stuff about him because he's black or because he's white or because he's, or because he's well, stupid, I guess. I don't know, but for whatever the reason, there was a lot of backstabbing.
Yeah, that's still common. People are just it's just how it is. There's always going to be the bullies. There's always going to be the good people too.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of good people.
And not to just completely change topics, but that's why I do YouTube, because the majority of people are going to treat you right. I feel, if you're a good person on YouTube, and in real life, usually people are going to be good to you, and there's always going to be the few bad eggs.
Yes.
Uh, but yeah, so I think is there anything else that you'd like to talk about just before we wrap her up?
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to see if yeah, at least maybe one or two things. Let's see. Well, I will say this. I mentioned a number of times, like whether it was on not last interview, but the interview before that, as well as the one I had with Rockhawk. Like in those two particular interviews, as well as the one with Via Vanille, I almost forgot about her. In all three of those interviews, we mentioned how they look forward to listening to you on this show.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's nice.
So just the fact that they thought of you, and and you mentioned how people will treat you right if you are good in real life as you are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I can attest to this because I I will say you treat people the way that you want to be treated.
Yes.
If you treat people like crap, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get
Exactly.
you're going to get treated like crap. But if you treat people the way you want to be treated, at some point they're going to return the favor. They may not pay it right away, but they're going to remember you. And
Exactly.
just like I remembered you, and I've been wanting to get you on the show, and it's finally here.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me too. And the golden rule: treat people how you want to be treated. I've always tried to have good character, and good character is such a good trait to have for anybody. And I can tell you seem like a person of good character too, Jew.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, and you're welcome. But it's just a trait. You should try it if you haven't, because people see that, and like you said, they will remember it. And if you're in a time of need, you'll have more people at your side than if you're some snooty jerk. That's just how life is.
Yes. You reap what you sow.
Yes, that's another one.
That's yeah. I don't think there's much we could say about that. I mean, we've gone over the golden rule a number of times, and let's see, anything else? I don't think there's much, except maybe one last question, and then we'll wrap it up for good.
Okay.
And that is, what are your thoughts on Twitch or Hitbox or other streaming services?
You know what? I do not Twitch. Like, I've never Twitched myself, but
Neither
I've
have I.
I've I've watched some stuff before. Like another YouTuber I really like is Red Falcon Games. I don't know if you've ever watched any of his videos, but
Does he stream?
he does stream every once in a while.
Red Falcon Games.
Yes,
That's
and
another person you should tell me more about it.
yeah, he's another person who motivated me to start YouTubing, and he's just he's part of why when I make a video, I'm like really I try to be, upbeat, and because I've learned through him that people don't want to sit and listen to what's going on, guys. It's TanookiTeddy here, and today we're gonna play this game with a really monotone voice. You know,
To sound
people
like you're bored out of your ass
yeah,
or
people
something
don't
like
want to
that.
hear boring. They want to hear excited, and generally, I like to be excited. So, it works, and he's part of what motivated me. Just he says, just be you, and be upbeat, and I like that. So he's good. He twitches sometimes, and I've caught some of his. He does like sunshine speed runs and stuff too, and he's pretty good. And then probably, he's Madame Wario and him. Those are two big inspirations.
I may as well mention a few inspirations like Slim Kirby and okay, there's Slim Kirby. There's Nufi Bonga. How did I forget Nufi Bonga? But Nufi Bonga was another inspiration that later became a good friend of mine on Much Games Guides.
All right, that's nice. Yeah, I think I've heard of him before.
I mean, if not, then you probably might have heard of Cole NL112, the guy that you teamed
Yeah.
up with.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, but
I haven't
all in
really
all,
talked to them much, but I know one of them. I think don't they have like a Hylian shield as their picture?
that would be Cole.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, um, shoot, I forgot what you had to ask. You
Like,
we got here.
yeah, we were talking about who you watch on Twitch.
Oh yeah, Red Falcon Games, yeah. And then I think Madame Wario streams like a Halloween thing every year. I've wanted to catch that, but I haven't. So
I mean, but there's a lot of other streamers that,
oh yeah.
like, I mean, I can probably name as many on the top of my one hand. Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot of streamers now.
yeah, especially with the advent of multiplayer online games. Like,
Yeah.
that's something that you could never do originally, or as much as you can do now. Like, for example, I would go to Eternal Shinobi. I've mentioned him a number of times, and he's the guy that helped me get the most amount of friends from his streams. Like, I would make friends with people that go to his stream, then as now, and then there's other ones, but he's probably the one that produced the most new friends that I've made during the second half of 2015.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I could say about it. But
Any other questions?
I really, I mean, except probably that, yeah, Slim Kirby, Nufi Bonga, and HC Bailey, as well as We Like to Play, as they are now known as.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, especially We Like to Play, because they make things fun.
Yeah, they do. I've watched them before. They're pretty good.
Oh!
There's a lot of good YouTubers.
Oh my god, I just remembered something. I'd be stupid. I would be absolutely stupid to forget about this one. One of the members, well, since he goes by his own name, his name is Tyson Cyber. Uh, he and his woman, Cassie, they are known as the Koopa couple, and I'm like, you know what? It is so beautiful to see them play games together, but also more important than that, they just, especially on not Twitter, yeah, Twitter, they just enjoy life for what it is, just like you do. Like, you just enjoy life for what it is, and you make things fun.
Yeah, yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else, man?
No, I think that's pretty much about it.
Oh.
So, I've tried to keep this going, but I can't, force it.
Oh no. We don't need to force it. It's. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, I mean, in conclusion, you know, you're pretty cool, man. I'm glad I've got to talk with you. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. This has really been fun.
I would have to say that it's just as much of a pleasure for you to enjoy me as it is for you to be here.
Yeah, it's fun to actually, you know, I watch your videos and you watch my videos, and it's fun to actually, I don't know, get inside of your head just a little bit to, you know what I mean, just to see how you think a little bit, and you know this kind of things you like, and it's just fun, and it's just been fun,
It is
really.
fun. It is very, very fun. I will say that.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, definitely check out my channel if you have not already, and
yes, do check
check
his
out
channel.
the
Yes.
Blue Toad's channel here too, if you're just viewing this randomly, because he's pretty cool too. Just gonna say, but yeah, check out my videos.
Yes, check him out.
Join my Tanuki squad. Come subscribe. I would really appreciate that.
It feels good to be part of the Tanuki squad.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of fun, and it's a pleasure to have you.
And it's a pleasure to have you as one of the toads.
Yes, I enjoy it. Um,
Okay, but I think it's time for us to wrap this up. So I'm just going to do my usual outro thing,
all right.
and that is, Teddy,
Yes.
have a good night.
You too, man.
God bless you.
You too. Back at you.
Yes, definitely. And best of luck in all of your future endeavors.
Hey, thank you very much, and you too. I really enjoyed this.
Same here. But for everybody else, this is TehJew22 and
TanookiTeddy! Woohoo!
signing off, saying goodbye, and you know, the next time we do this series, I don't know who it is, I don't know who I can get, but I really can't think of anybody on the top of my head that I haven't done, except for TanookiTeddy, but now that he's finally off the bucket list, I can take him off, but whoever it is, until then, stay tuned, and peace out.
Yeah, peace out.